I do prepare a lot, but I'm not able to perform well in the interview and I get rejected. This session is for you if you face such an issue. Interview is all about convincing people. You have to convince about your skill set to someone. You have to convince that you are the most suitable person for the position. If you are successful in convincing that, you will get selected. Right? It's all about convincing that you are the most apt person for this position. Because there are other candidates as well, right? You should be the most suitable person. The interviewer should really feel it. But how do you convince that? The most important thing for convincing is confidence. You should be highly confident about your skills. Think about any scenario in life. If you need to convince someone about something, you have to be confident. If someone is trying to sell you something, maybe take the example of any service, maybe a home internet. Someone is coming to your doorstep and trying to sell an internet service, home internet, right? So that guy or girl, if they are not confident about whatever they are selling, will you buy it? No. You might ask questions, right? Hey, what about the stability of the internet? Is it really work for me? Is it stable? Then if the seller says that, yeah, it's technology, right? There could be glitches, but mostly it is stable. Then what do you think about it? Will you get it? Instead, if he says like, this is the most stable internet service that you can get. If you can see the energy in his eyes when he says that, that makes an impression, right? If you have confidence about what you sell, if you are knowledgeable about what you're selling, most likely you will be able to close the deal. But otherwise, it's very difficult. It's all about convincing people. So in the interview, you have to convince people with high level of confidence. You are the best person for this position. Yes, I can manage it. I will get it done. That should be the level of confidence. But how can you gain that confidence? When you attend an interview, how can you gain such a level of confidence? There are two things. The first thing is the knowledge. You should be knowledgeable about whatever service that you're going to sell. So you should be preparing before the interview, right? You have some skill set. You prepare well. Never ever by heart anything by preparing for an interview. Understand it well. Understand the concepts. Because you have to explain it to somebody else. If you don't know something, you won't be able to convince anybody. So whenever you learn something about some technology, some process or anything, understand it well. Never ever by heart anything. If you don't understand it, ask to the practitioners. Someone has already done it in the industry somewhere, right? Find people, ask what it is, how it is done, what is the use of that new technology, how you can implement it. Understand that and then prepare. So whatever you have prepared, you should be fully convinced first. Otherwise, you won't be able to convince anybody. Clear all your points. Prepare well. Be very knowledgeable about the services that you're going to sell. Now, you need to have a faith, the faith about the outcome of the interview. If you don't have faith, then you will get a feeling, the most dangerous feeling. It's called fear. If you are fearful, then what happens? Your confidence level will go low. You won't be able to convince people. Many people get a fear when they attend the interview. It's very common. But you need to overcome that fear. If you need to overcome that fear, you need to know the root cause of the fear. Why you are fearful. Think about it. Your subconscious mind is thinking a lot. There are a lot of questions. What if I lose this job? What if I lose some questions? What if I am not able to perform well in the interview? What if I get stuck in the middle? Right? There are a lot of what ifs in your mind. This is lack of faith. Analyze all these what ifs and understand it well and convince yourself. The fear that you have doesn't have a good reason. You need to convince it yourself first. What happens if you are not getting selected? This may not be your first interview. You might have attended other interviews and you probably now got selected, right? Did something happen to you? No. You are attending another interview, right? Even if the interviewers say no to you, even if they reject, they say no, take it as a no, next opportunity. No means next opportunity. This is not the end of the world, right? There are opportunities in the market. You will go and take the next opportunity. That's all. What if you're not able to answer all the questions? Do you think that there is someone in the market who knows everything? No. Nobody is perfect. Learning is a continuous process. You know something, you will add on top of that, right? Every day, new things are being released in the industry, new technologies are evolving, right? So learning is a continuous process. You have to learn more. Even if you lose some questions, there's nothing to worry about. But you have to respond, you have to handle that situation. If you don't know answer to one particular technical question, you have to confidently say that that's something I did not work on. Now I know I have to practice there. I will strengthen my skill over there. I'll make a note of that and I'll check it out. That is something that I need to prepare. You have to answer it confidently. Do not try to pose the interview. If you don't know something, you don't know. You can confidently say, oh, I don't know that. I did not work on that area. I'll prepare there. So you need to give a confidence to the interviewer that you're a guy or a girl who do some research and learn new things. You can handle any situation. You will get the work done. Okay? For any technical job in the software industry, you will get something new, right? You will have to search for solutions because it's kind of an R&D job, research and development. You're not starting your job knowing everything, right? So in order to find solutions, because the challenges are changing, right? Every day you have to solve new things. You have to search for a solution, you have to find out some solution and then implement it. That's what research and development is. You have to do some research. So, in the interview, if you lose some questions, nothing is going to happen. So be very confident. Even if you lose some questions, doesn't mean that they will reject you. But you have to show that confidence to the interviewer. That's the most important thing. Okay. So think about the reasons of your fear and then overcome it. Think positively. Think about the good things that you can achieve if you get this job. Do not think about losing this job. Okay. Think about the work atmosphere in the company once you get selected and get excited about it. So, in order to achieve that, you have to show high level of confidence and faith in the result of the interview. If you are fearful, you might lose your confidence and you will not be able to perform well in the interview. There is no reason for fear. You know that, but your subconscious mind thinks a lot about a lot of what is, and that is causing fear in you. Okay, so convince your mind that this is not the last opportunity for you. This is not the end of the world. You are trying to grab it by showing high level of confidence and energy, and you are going to grab this opportunity. You have to maintain eye contact with the interviewers throughout the session and show high level of energy throughout the session. Because it's all about convincing people that you are the best person for this position and you are going to manage all the challenges. For that, we need to have confidence and courage. Now, most of the interviews start with a self-introduction. The candidate will get a chance to introduce themselves. So this is an area where you can build some platform about yourself. You can create an impression about yourself to the interviewers. You have to utilize it well. You can take 1 to 2 minutes to explain about yourself. 2 minutes should be fine. Should not be too short or too long. Okay. So after the self-introduction, the interviewer should get an idea about yourself and your experience level, right? So whatever you're going to talk about your self-introduction, you have to plan it well in advance. It's not an impromptu speech. Plan it really well what you're going to talk during the self-introduction part. Nothing that you haven't planned should come there. Everything should be well planned. You make a plan, organize it, practice it before you go for the interview. What are you going to talk about yourself? You can split it into different sections for the easiness to remember it. Okay, definitely you can talk about yourself, your personal stuff, right? You'll be saying like, hey, I'm John, I'm a computer science graduate. I have 6+ years of experience in software industry and currently I'm working for a software company named ABC Incorporation. You know about yourself. There's nothing difficult to talk about yourself, right? It's not difficult. And then you can talk about some experience level too. So you can split it into different sections and just give an idea about your experience. So when you talk about your experience, one of the most important things is like you have to check the JD as well. So in the JD, they are looking for people with some skill set, right? You can understand that. So you have to include those points in this area because you are telling them that you are the guy that they are looking for. Include or highlight the items in your JD while we talk about your experience. I worked on different project life cycles like Agile and Waterfall. I worked on industry domains like banking, insurance, and retail. I worked on manual testing as well as test automation. For UI testing, I used Selenium, Java, and TestNG. I used Postman and Rust Assured for web services. I have good knowledge on database systems. I'm an expert in SQL and worked on DB2 and Oracle. I have extensively used agile tools like Jira and Confluence. Include the skills that they have asked in the JD. Just touch upon the most important skill set or the skill sets which are relevant for them. You don't need to tell or you don't need to talk about all the skill set in your resume. You don't need to do that because you already gave them the resume. Right? Then they have your resume. So just touch up on the most relevant part. That's enough. So after the self-introduction, they should get a feel that you're a good communicator, you're very confident, you have the skill sets that they are looking for. Now you will move into the knowledge check, right? They'll be asking you some technical questions, maybe some process questions or some behavioral level questions. Since you know many things, answer everything with high level of confidence. Be very friendly. Your tone should be very confident. You should maintain an eye contact with the interviewers. If you don't know something, don't worry. You can say that you don't know. You didn't work on that area. You can prepare that. You can prepare and you can manage it. It's not a big deal. And then at the end of the interview, in most of the interviews, you'll be asked, hey, do you have any questions to us? You have to talk in this session as well, in this area of talk as well. You can ask about some tools or process in the company, right? Hey, what are the tools and technologies that you use for the project? You can show them that you are interested in knowing whatever they are using, right? You're interested in this position. Do you have test automation in place? You already have a framework in place? You can ask. You can ask about the project as well. What kind of project is it? If you haven't explained it already. Okay? Sometimes what happens is like in the beginning of the interview, they'll explain everything well about the company, the process, the tools that they use. So you get a better idea about it. You get a detailed picture of that, right? So in that case, you can say that you already explained about the tools, technologies, and the project very well. So I got an idea about it. So I'm good. Okay, but respond to that question well. Do not answer just no or anything like that, okay? You should be a good communicator. And do not ask about the company, okay? What does the company do? No, never ask that question. Because when you attend an interview in a company, you have to do a research. You're supposed to do a research and understand about the company operations. You have to prepare well. That is the expectation, bare minimum expectation. So do not ask about the company, what kind of company it is, what does it do. No, do not ask it. You should know that before you go ahead and meet them. And never ask about the interview result. If they like you, they will hire. They will let you know. Do not ask. How you performed in the interview? No. Do not ask. And don't ask about the turnaround time as well. When can I know about the result? Why are you hurrying? It's their. Let them decide, right? It's not a big deal for you much. Let them take whatever time. I mean, it's up to them. You have opportunities in the market. You are confident about your skills. If they want you, they will hire you. Alright, so it's all about convincing people. It's all about showing confidence and selling your skill sets. So prepare well. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next video.